many as 30 or even 50 years to develop. But did you also know there's money to pay victims of asbestos exposure from years ago? An estimated $30 billion available to help compensate victims and their families. If you or a member of your family have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be able to receive some of this money without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Get a free legal review today. Call Sokolov Law at 800-910-1950. That's 800-910-1950. As we begin the fourth quarter today, there's evidence that the economic recovery is taking hold. Shifts being worked at a number of industries rising, and we're back to 95% of pre-China virus levels in the third quarter. Foot traffic at retail outlets still spotty, but surges in online purchases have more than offset the decline. Boeing today announcing it will move the remaining part of its 787 Dreamliner production to South Carolina. The move cuts costs for the aerospace giant, but raises questions about the future of its giant plant north of Seattle. On Wall Street today, stocks closed higher. The Dow Jones Industrial's up 35 points. Goldman Sachs to pay $2.5 billion to buy General Motors' credit card division. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Nice dry air in place gets reinforced a couple of times between now and the weekend. The nighttime lows generally stay in the 50s. Overnight, a clear sky, 50s to low 60s. Sunshine tomorrow, the highs warming to low 80s. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'll enjoy some beautiful weather conditions. The low humidity holding on. Plenty of sunshine Friday in middle 70s. Sunshine Saturday, the mid 70s. Sunshine Sunday, the high into the upper 70s. Ralph Sanji, WGSO. Industry of Faith. A.com.
Welcome to Liberty or Lockdown. We're back this week from Washington, D.C. I'm Clay.
I'm Huck.
I'm Dave. I tell you, we had an amazing week in D.C. It was just, we got to interview the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, and
yes, and we also got to interview the Congressman
Louis Gohmert. Yes.
Louis Gohmert.
And Dave was there.
Yes.
Yes, I was.
So he got to interview his cousin. No, I'm joking. So he has family out there, so you got to spend some time with your family, correct?
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
And of course, you met up with your friend
Sharon Boland from Dallas, evangelist, and she was praying on the Supreme Court steps and had her hands on the walls of the Supreme Court doors praying.
Exactly.
It was a power pack weekend of prayer. The nation came together to pray for the United States of America, to pray for President Trump, his administration, and Jonathan Cahn, the return. It was amazing. Over between 50 to 100,000 people were there.
I think more than that. I think there was pretty close to 1 million. If you look at what was going on with the Billy Graham thing going,
yeah.
I mean, it was literally wall-to-wall people from the Capitol to the National Monument.
It was certainly more than 100,000 because I've been in the Superdome when it's packed, and this was a lot more than that.
Yeah. And Superdome has what, 70 or 80,000?
Something like about 78, 80.
And so that's pretty close to 100,000. And I mean, this was, I don't think it was under 500,000, but I'm pretty close to, I can almost, if I was a betting man, I would put money on they're being.
There was a lot of people
Yeah,
there.
it
A
was
lot.
it was amazing, and you can go to our Facebook page. We're just recuperating this week. It was a long week last week. We're going to have a lot of the videos and pictures up over the weekend. They'll be up on libertylockdown.live. So we're going to get right to it, and we're going to talk about New Orleans finally going into phase 3.1.
What?
Of course, she determines her own way of what she's going to do. So the city council will begin to move into a multi-tier phase 3 of reopening starting on Saturday, with plans to loosen more coronavirus restrictions in the coming weeks. Mayor LaToya Cantrell announced
that phase 3 will be divided into 3 different phases itself, with the time between each stage to evaluate the impacts of easing the restrictions.
so phase
Phase 3.2.
3.1 actually, which will begin on October 3rd, which is Saturday. Restaurants and businesses, hallelujah, will be allowed to increase capacity, and bars will begin to be allowed and sell to-go drinks. There will be also an increased indoor and outdoor gathering size.
Phase 3.2, which according to the city announcement could begin as early as October 16th, which allowed outdoor bar capacity, increased capacity for times and seated events, and increased outdoor gathering size limits for sporting events.
And phase 3.3, which could begin as early as October 31, would allow for indoor bar capacity, further increased capacity limits for timed and seated events, and increased indoor and outdoor gathering sizes for crowds. So why do you think that she suddenly decided to start opening things up?
I don't know, Dave, tell us why.
Well, if anybody cares to go to Facebook, you'll find, you search for Recall LaToya Cantrell. There is now an official recall letter with the Secretary of State's office, and people in Orleans are gathering signatures to get her out of office.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
And we need to get her out. She does need to go. She is just, guys, this is one of the things that really gets to me when she talks. She is so arrogant. And I mean, one of the things, and I know you guys can't see me, our Facebook friends and YouTube friends can see, but one of the things, I would never hit a woman, but this was one time I wanted to smack her one time.
Nope.
Because she
We
stood
don't
up
agree
there.
in violence.
She stood up there. I would never do that. But she stood up there and she's like, I'm the mayor. And she's jumping up and down. And
She did do that,
it was
though.
like, oh my, it was just such with arrogance that I just wanted to smack her. God forgive me. I shouldn't be like that. I really shouldn't.
No, you should not.
It's just that arrogance. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it and you're not going to stop me. And I'm your king. I'm your queen. And you're going to do what I say.
Yeah, she's destroying the city of New Orleans. And I'm happy to hear that some people are stepping up and moving her out. I think that was a huge influence on her going into phase 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah, phase 3. Boy,
Guys, I would never hit anybody. I would never hit a woman, especially. If I'm attacked, I just want to phrase that there.
Yeah,
If I'm
please.
unless I'm being attacked.
no. You
But-
sound like, who's that? Joe Biden said that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love the
Quit
one.
hitting me.
We got to say this, guys. I know it's kind of off context. I love the part where you should never hit a woman, and
Unless-
we need to stop violence against women by keep punching that and punching that and punching at it.
Yeah, so anyway, you're
Exactly. No, guys, please don't take me the wrong way. I was just kind of one of them, things that.
he's just saying that her pride and her arrogance, talking about her being the mayor and bouncing up and down,
Yeah.
really, really got to him. And
Exactly.
I think you're not alone. I think it really bothered a lot of people.
Oh, I mean, I was yelling at the TV that day. I really was. And I mean, it was like, I know she couldn't hear me, but I'm like, you stupid woman. It was just one of them things.
Oh,
But guys,
please help
Tell
Clay.
us what you think. Call us today. We want to get your calls. We're going to have open lines in 556-9696. And let's talk about this. What you think about her opening up the city?
It's about time.
Yeah,
the
how many months are
governor-
we into this?
The governor had said months ago that if you came down to where you had less than 100 positive tests per 100,000 people, that's 1 per 1,000 population, then it was time that you could open up. Well, New Orleans has dipped below that several times and is hovering right at that mark right now. She should have opened up about a month ago.
Exactly.
It's
And
unbelievable.
it's but they keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She's-
because we know this is not about COVID, right?
Correct.
it's about power.
Power and politics and
Exactly.
the election coming November 3rd.
And destroying President Trump.
Yeah, that's their main objection.
That's their main, it is their whole goal. This whole coronavirus is about taking out a sitting president.
Yes.
And
Remember the China virus?
The economy was doing fantastic, and then all of a sudden, hey, let's make this thing, which is only half as dangerous as the flu. Let's make this the focus of everything. I noticed on the plane coming back from Washington, D.C., they still gave us the thing about if the mask drops down, put it over your face. I was thinking, but wait, no, that means you have to take off your COVID mask. COVID is the worst thing in the world.
Mhm.
Exactly. And
I will say this, whatever the enemy means for harm, God will be glorified by every single time.
Yep.
So no matter how many times they try to move the goalpost back, ultimately the Lord will be glorified by it.
I got to correct you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to correct you on that, but it's not the Wuhan virus, the China virus. It's the Democrat virus.
Yeah, it is now. It's moved from the China virus to the Democrat virus.
I don't call it the China virus no more. I don't call it I actually sent a letter to President Trump, an email to his office, and I know he most probably did not get this email, but I sent it saying, Mr. President, all due respect, I need to correct you. It is no longer the China virus. This is the Democrat virus.
Right, that's right. Well, LaToya, we appreciate that you are moving into phase 3.1, 2, and 3, but that should have been done a long time ago.
Exactly.
About time.
It is about time. So, guys, we're going to go to a break and we're going to come back shortly. Don't forget to call in 556-9696. We want to hear your voices, open lines in the next segment when we come back.
Call in.
We're not going to take it anymore.
We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. This is our life. This is our song. We'll fight the powers that be just. Don't pick our destiny, cause you don't know us. You don't belong. Oh, we're not gonna take it.
Kate Delaney from America Tonight. The show kicks on at midnight, and I'm loving the overwhelming support in New Orleans. What a group of fantastic listeners here on WGSO 990 AM. Join me every morning to catch up on what I call the buzz in your backyard and mine. You'll hear some of the most interesting people on the planet from the world of business, politics, sports, and, well, just intriguing people with a story to tell. If you're around, give us a call. Don't worry, I'll spit out the number plenty of times on the air. Let's agree to meet at midnight right here on WGSO 990 AM in New Orleans.
Cooking for a Cause is a 2-week online auction brought to you by the New Orleans Culinary and Hospitality Institute. We're featuring one-of-a-kind private classes, dinner parties, and more with some of the top names in food and hospitality. Join us September 30th through October 14th to bid on curated experiences you can safely enjoy in Noki's state-of-the-art kitchens or on Zoom. Noki is on the cutting edge of providing accessible hospitality training. All proceeds benefit our programs and community initiatives. Learn more at nochi.org.
I'm Bill Cassidy. We owe our freedom to veterans. Now, it's our duty to honor their service. As a doctor and a senator, I wrote laws giving veterans expanded healthcare choices, better mental health services, more job opportunity when returning home. They had America's back. We must have theirs.
I'm Glenn Daniel, retired U.S. Navy. I was injured during a helicopter rescue mission in the Persian Gulf. I had great pain and nightmares. I tried for many years to get help from the VA. I got to run around from everyone until I met Senator Bill Cassidy. With Bill's help, I'm now getting the medical care from the VA that I desperately needed. I no longer drink, I sleep at night, and don't worry as much anymore. Senator Cassidy didn't just impact my life, he changed my life.
I'm Bill Cassidy. I approve this message.
Paid for by Bill Cassidy for Senate.
Suddenly realized that when Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," he wasn't talking about material poverty. There is no premium in the Word of God on being poor. There is no evidence that there's any value in trying to be as poor as we can be.
Join Dr. David Jeremiah for his series, How to Be Happy According to Jesus, next time on Turning Point.
Oh, you're so condescending. Your goal is never ending. We don't want
All right, we're back, guys. We're waiting on those phone calls, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the reopening the city of New Orleans. So where are our callers at today? We want to hear from you, and again, 556-9696. So
While we're waiting, let me just remind people, you can always look up the statistics that I give. If you go to the libertyorlockdown.live website, up at the upper right corner, there's a link that says more. Open that. It says Mr. Prentice. Well, that's yours truly. And you need Microsoft Excel, and you can look at the data. I've been keeping track of it since March the 1st, every single day. And it's an overwhelming amount of numbers, but I'm a math nerd, so what the heck?
exactly.
All
So,
right.
Huck, what you think about New Orleans reopening?
I think that's exciting. New Orleans is my hometown. I love New Orleans. I'm really sad about the direction it's been heading.
Exactly.
I can't wait to flip New Orleans and make it a red city.
Exactly. And that's what's going to happen eventually. I think people are starting to wake up and see that this woman is destroyed, and every Democrat mayor, I don't even know, when is the last time they've had a
Never,
Republican mayor?
never. They've never had a Republican mayor. Maybe I'll be the first one.
There you go. Well, you have to move to New Orleans first.
That's okay.
Um,
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's one of these things to where we have a caller just coming in, and we give us a second to get this in, and we'll get our caller on in just a second. But at the end of the day, we need to take back the city of New Orleans. The people of New Orleans need to take back the city of New Orleans. And so we're going to take our caller, the Cajun Buccaneer. We got 30 seconds, guys. Please be mindful because of time. Keep your call to 30 to 45 seconds. So the Cajun Buccaneer, let's give your opinion.
Oh, listen, just breaking news. On Sunday from 3 to 5, there's going to be a pro-life, pro-America, pro-police rally over there. Y'all can come up there and join up with everybody, and I'm sure that they don't like Chief, LaToya Cantrell at all. So come over there and bring your petition. Let's get more people to sign.
Where?
Y'all come over there with those
We're at.
It's going to be at Harry Lee statue on Causeway and Betts from 3 to 5 o'clock on Sunday, right after you get out of church. I just heard about it a few minutes ago, but you're likely to get a whole lot of people that will sign a recall petition, and a lot of people that's pro-life, pro-police, and pro-military, and we're all of one accord anyway. We're all on the same page.
Correct.
So let's everybody go get out there and bring those people to sign that you had last time, Clay, so you can get a bunch of people to sign this out. They're all pro-life, and they're pro-life. It's a pro-life, pro-police, pro-America rally, and it's being held from 3 to 5 o'clock on Sunday, October 4th. Sister Kathleen Bearfield of the Current Word. So please show up. I'm going to be there. Amen.
Amen.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, let's not get confused too. There's a recall effort for John Bell Edwards. That's what's going to be out there. And then separately from that is a recall effort for LaToya. So go on Facebook and search for Recall LaToya and Recall John Bell.
Are they doing the Friday recall?
I'm sure we are.
Yeah, because I thought they were doing that every Friday over there,
Yes.
same location.
There are a bunch of people involved. It's not just one or two people. It's a grassroots organization for all 64 parishes in the state.
We're not sure if it's going to happen tomorrow, guys, so we don't want to make sure and announce it just in case. But check back on our Liberty of Lockdown website and Facebook page, and we'll let you know for sure if we're going to go out tomorrow. But let me tell you, guys, go out and bring your signs. Hold your signs up and support President Trump. You don't need us there to go do that. We need more and more people going out there, bringing your signs, bringing the flags, and supporting the president.
That's right, November 3rd. This is a do or die election here.
Exactly.
It's either we remain a constitutional republic or we go straight into socialism, which is a guise of communism.
Now, I do want to say this real quick. I don't have the exact date if I'm going to do this, the 24th or the 31st. We're going to do our day of prayer either on the 24th or 31st. We'll let you guys know where we're going to meet at that same location on the corner of Veterans and Causeway at the Veterans Memorial. And we're going to pray for our country. We're going to pray for our leaders here in Jefferson Parish. We're going to pray for our governor. We're going to pray for our president. And we're going to have a day of prayer.
When are we doing this?
We either the 24th or the 31st. We don't have the date set just yet, guys, but stay tuned. We're trying to lock those dates in and get some people together. But we need your help with this, guys. We want to do this. Come bring your signs, your Trump signs, and come pray for our country, guys, and pray for our state and our parish.
But if it's on the 31st, don't be mean. Don't come out wearing a LaToya mask for Halloween.
Oh man, I was gonna do that.
That would be scary.
Actually, I was gonna dress up as Cynthia.
Oh,
I'm joking, guys. So I got some looks on that one. So no. Guys,
How about we roll into that Obama clipping?
Exactly. Well, we have another caller actually. Metairie from
Matthew from Metairie.
A Biden moment, guys.
Matthew from Metairie. 30
Matthew,
seconds.
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. So the manager of the cafeteria at the school my wife works at has come down with the flu.
okay.
She had a positive PCR test. I want to ask my wife whether she knew if the woman needs to go online to speakwithanmd.com for some telemedicine help so she gets some hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah.
But my wife doesn't know whether or not that woman knows because this is like secret information for reasons.
Well, it's a flu-like illness, and for people that get a positive test, the mortality rate is 1.16%, which is not a whole lot, but still get treated if you get
That's
it.
right. And
Exactly.
the hydroxychloroquine is known by the doctor that we interviewed a few weeks ago, Dr. Stella Emanuel.
Dr. Stella
Emanuel. You
Yes.
can get in touch with her. She's on our page. We have her set up, her link on our page.
Yeah, you can actually go back and watch the video on libertylockdown.live and watch the video with her and gear her to that. I'm sure she's at home. She's got a lot of time on her hands.
Over 1,000 patients healed, cured.
Yes.
Well, she said they can't say
I don't
healed
know
or
how to
cured,
get
but
in touch with her. I don't know. The cafeteria managers at public schools probably don't listen to local independent talk radio. They should.
well, we'll
but they
be lifting
don't.
her up in prayer.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that's very wonderful of y'all.
All right.
So, how was Washington, D.C.?
It was great, and I want to go back. I'm thinking about going to take a little small vacation in.
We had a wonderful time. Thank you for asking.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
thought I would because I knew that's where y'all were last week.
Great.
All right.
Well, thank you, Matthew. We have to catch this next caller before we go to our
All
next
right,
break. Bob, tell us
From
what you think
Marrero.
and give us your opinion.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call. As much trouble as former JP Parish President Mike Yenny was in, it was a big recall petition that folks signed about him, and that one failed. Why do you believe that the governor and Mayor LaToya Cantrell are shaking in their boots about the current recall petition?
Because the rules were changed and it's been made a lot easier.
And also social media. At the time, Facebook and Twitter and so forth were not nearly as big a deal as they are now. Now it's instant communication.
And I mean, it's growing. The numbers are coming out, and I mean,
And there was a different rule also, exactly what Clay was saying. There was a different rule that they were able to use to protect him, whereas the rules are a little different now. So thank you, Bob.
thank you, Bob,
Okay.
for calling in. And
I say we roll into that Obama clip.
yes. How much time do we have? 1 minute. We don't have enough time to roll into it. Just this second. We'll get it into the third second.
Okay.
Dave, Tell us some of the numbers. We have a minute left.
Well, Orleans Parish is now down at 0.107% positive, comparing the tests to the people, which the governor had set this arbitrary standard of 0.100. Orleans is hovering up and down, above and under and above and under. So Orleans Parish is right at the cutoff where they should be free. Some other parishes, in fact, I think about 10 or 11 parishes in the state are under the cutoff, but the governor has not yet changed it. It's still a statewide mask mandate. So we're hoping that before too long, he'll say, all right, probably right after the election.
Yeah.
Exactly. Guys, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see you soon.
We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. This is our life. This is our song.
Crispy Crunchy Chicken, voted America's best fried chicken, freshly made, perfectly Cajun, is proud to lend a helping hand to our beloved New Orleans music community by partnering with Bougainvillea Productions and Soul Project NOLA for Fridays from the Funky Uncle. Fridays from the Funky Uncle is a free webcast live from the one-of-a-kind Mardi Gras float, the Funky Uncle Lounge, that features New Orleans musicians playing live music combined with interviews and outreach news to raise money for the entertainment community of New Orleans that have been impacted by COVID-19. The best part is you can join in the funky fun time by simply going to www.fridaysfromthefunkyuncle.com every Friday night at 7 p.m. Coming to the Funky Uncle Lounge will be Soul Rebels on September 25th and Dave Jordan on October 2nd. For more information on how you can support Fridays from the Funky Uncle, go to fridaysfromthefunkyuncle.com or follow us on social media at Fridays from the Funky Uncle.
Alex Jones. I have believed from the very beginning these are real grassroots uprisings all over the Middle East, North Africa. But when the globalists came out and bragged that they were behind El Baradi and others and are trying to take credit for it, clearly they knew that these rebellions were coming, so they triggered it to make sure their people got in. So I think everybody who's been looking at this from different perspectives has been right.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones.
Weekdays at 1 on WGSO.
Hi, this is Mimi Owens.
And I'm Jeff Guerrero.
And we're moving on up.
Our show, He Said, She Said, is now moving to a new time, Mondays at 5 p.m. right here on WGSO.
Check out the He Said, She Said Facebook page where you can watch us live.
Also on the TuneIn Radio app on 990 AM and, of course, WGSO.com.
We're excited to be on Drive Time where we'll continue to discuss our local and national issues.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to weigh on us all as it spreads across communities throughout the United States. With the spread comes worry, anxiety, and a feeling of helplessness and even hopelessness. During times like these, it's easy to feel you have no control, while in reality, there is much we can do to protect ourselves, our families, our friends, all of us. Creating new habits takes practice, but good habits can help control this virus, and together we can slow the spread. Remember to wear a mask and keep 6 feet of space between yourself and others when you go out in public. Wash your hands often and stay home if you are sick. When you protect yourself, you protect us all. Together we can slow the spread. Go to cdcfoundation.org to learn more about ways to combat COVID-19. That's cdcfoundation.org to learn more.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Brooke Thorington. A House committee approves a resolution that would suspend the governor's COVID public health emergency order for 30 days after the current special session ends. Much of the discussion at the committee centered on the damage done to businesses by ongoing orders. Sulphur Representative Les Farnham says the restrictions exacerbated LAR's economic hit.
The things that were put in place with mandates leading up to this handcuffed our people in the district. And then when the storm came, it was a knockout punch.
The session is scheduled to end late October. Senator Karen Carter Peterson expresses her displeasure with the lack of spread mitigation efforts from fellow lawmakers. Peterson highlights that mask usage is the top recommendation of the White House Coronavirus Task Force.
Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, Dr. Redfin, whatever from CDC, everybody in an administration run by a party that I'm not a member of, they say that's what we should do.
LRN.
This is Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. COVID-19 has altered the way we do elections this year. And while Hurricane Laura may have ravaged our state, it will not break our spirit. Our office is working around the clock with state and local partners to bring early voting sites and election day polling locations back online. For Louisianans displaced by Hurricane Laura, you can exercise your right to vote this fall. Displaced voters have the option to vote early, vote on election day, or vote absentee. If you are unregistered, there is still time to register at either your current address, temporary residence, or the home from which you evacuated. To address COVID-19 concerns, we will take every sanitary precaution necessary to ensure voters can safely cast their votes. This includes mandating personal protective equipment for poll workers and making masks available for voters who want one. Voting machines will be sanitized between uses and social distancing will be enforced. If you have questions about the November 3rd presidential election, visit govote.com or call our election information hotline at 1-800-883-2805.
At Grace at the Green Light, we believe that everyone deserves a hot meal, a welcoming community, and the chance to go home again. Every month, our Meals with Love program feeds thousands of homeless New Orleanians, while our Going Home initiative sends people who are homeless here home to loved ones across the country. You can help create a new home and hope for those who need it most. To see how, visit our website at www.graceatthegreenlight.org.
Hi, this is Martina.
Welcome back to the last half, not segment, the last half of Liberty Lockdown. We're on the home run stretch here for Liberty Lockdown. I'm Clay.
I'm Huck.
I'm Dave.
And we're back. Guys, I tell you, we have what we're going to talk about this next segment, and we want your calls. We want your opinion. Call in, and we're going to talk about Trump appointing Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her replacement. We have a clip we want you to listen to first, and then we're going to go into this because the president has a constitutional duty. Listen to this, and we're going to go into this.
The Constitution
this Obama
is pretty clear about what is supposed to happen now. When there is a vacancy on the Supreme Court, the President of the United States is to nominate someone. The Senate is to consider that nomination. And either they disapprove of that nominee or that nominee is elevated to the Supreme Court. Historically, this has not been viewed as a question. There's no unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. That's not in the constitutional text. I'm amused when I hear people who claim to be strict interpreters of the Constitution suddenly reading into it a whole series of provisions that are not there. There is more than enough time for the Senate to consider in a thoughtful way the record of a nominee that I present and to make a decision. With respect to our process, we're going to do the same thing that we did with respect to Justice Kagan's nomination and Justice Sotomayor's nomination.
Okay, so listen to what President Obama said. This was back in 2016, that he is going to do and fulfill his constitutional duty. I mean, guys, that was his constitutional duty. Just like President Trump, this is his job as president. He is, if God forbid he loses, and he's not, but at the end of the day, he is still the president until the day the next president gets sworn in.
That's correct.
Rather that's in January or 4 years from now. And he's still the president. All of a sudden, if he loses the election, he don't become a lame duck president and just do nothing. His job is to continue doing and fighting for the Constitution and withholding his duty.
That's correct.
And the problem was, at the time, President Obama was a Democrat and there was a minority of Republicans, but because of a process called a filibuster, they were able to delay his nomination. Well, the majority of Democrats got tired of it and they said, we're going to get rid of the filibuster. This is where you could delay indefinitely. And so when they got rid of that, now it's come back to bite them in the rear because they can't filibuster to stop the nomination now. But it's because of the rule that they put in place.
Correct. And so that's something they did. And the problem is with the Democrats, they think they want their cake and they want to eat it too.
Yes, they do.
It's the rules, we're going to do it when we have power and we have control. It's going to go this way and that way and our way. And when we don't have control, we're going to throw a little temper tantrum like the 2-year-old that can't get his way in the candy store, and he goes and throws himself on the floor and he starts screaming and hollering, and that's exactly what they're doing. And their job of the president is to what, Huck?
To nominate a Supreme Court justice.
The Senate's job is to what, Huck?
To push it through or to decline the nomination.
Exactly. And if the Senate declines this nomination, the Senate did their job, the president did his job. Period.
Yeah, the problem is that they're trying to say that there's a McConnell rule, which there isn't. And they're using it out of context because McConnell, he did not push through Obama's nominee, his Supreme Court justice nominee. But the reason is because there was a Democratic president and a Republican majority Senate.
Right.
And so that's what it's made for. But if there's a Republican president and a Republican majority Senate, then that's their job to do what they're going to push it through.
It's going to sail
Correct.
through.
It's going to sail through.
Exactly.
So they're using this McConnell rule out of context because that is not the truth. The truth is, even in Biden's rule in 1992, calling George W. Bush not to proceed with the Supreme Court nomination. Biden said that in 1992. And then again, Biden in 2016 said he would push ahead with nominations of Supreme Court justice even a few months before the presidential election. That's a quote.
Right. Well, they flip-flop. Guys, you know how to tell when the Democrats are lying?
Oh, come on.
They're talking?
Don't be mean.
Their lips are moving. I mean, every word out of their mouth, and it flip-flops.
And to be fair, there's a lot of Republicans in name only that do the same thing.
Exactly. Yes. And
Joe Biden said recently, never before in our nation's history has a Supreme Court justice been nominated and installed while a presidential election is already underway. It defies every precedent. Well, as Douglas Carr pointed out, well, yeah, but with the exception of twice in 1796, 1804, twice in 1836, twice in 1888, a total of 14 times it's happened.
right, all the way up to what, 1988?
Most recently, 1988.
Exactly. But it's never happened in history. Of course, Biden don't remember yesterday, so it's kind of one of them things that he most probably conveniently forgot that has happened. But it doesn't benefit them. They lie so much to the American people.
Well, what's going on is it used to be 60 votes that were required to confirm a Supreme Court justice, and the Democrats changed that rule under Obama administration. So now it takes 51 votes, which is the majority because there's 100 senators. Each state has 2 senators. So you see now it like you said, Dave, it came back to bite them in the butt.
Yeah.
Yes.
They changed it because it didn't work for them back then. Now it's not working for them again.
I want my candy. I want
And
my
eat it too.
I mean,
they want everything.
Right. I mean, you guys couldn't see me. Our Facebook followers could see. I mean, but that's imitating a Democrat. And that's the whole point. At the end of the day, guys, these guys, they want everything their way. It's not about love when they sit there and talk about the Constitution. They never. The people that sit there and talk about holding the Constitution are the same ones that want to get rid of it and think it don't apply to today's standards.
Yeah, it's outdated according to them.
Exactly.
According to Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Exactly. You know, I mean, guys, you know, they
She was a very, very leftist Supreme Court justice. And now it's time for us to have a conservative Christian Republican, which I know they don't go Democrat, Republican, but
we got to see her coffin up there. I wanted to throw some water on a casket to see if she melt, but they wouldn't let me.
That's mean.
very mean.
But, you know,
But she is for the woman to choose to terminate a pregnancy. And we
Right.
as Christians don't believe that that's our decision to take life out of the womb. We believe that the Lord gave us that as a gift, and it is not for us to take it away. Even in even in under rape circumstances, it's
Exactly.
not, the baby wasn't chosen to be born.
we're not God, and we need to stop playing God. At the end of the day, our job is to, you know, there are things that, you know, and I understand there's rape situation, but there are also women out there that decide to just go live a free life and don't want to pay the consequences of what they do. And, you know,
And abortion is not meant for that.
no, it's not meant for that. That, you know, the marriage in
What are we at 50 million abortions now?
62, I think.
62 million lives.
babies have died.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys, marriage is between, you know, something that a man and woman, and at the end of the day, that's sacred.
Yeah.
And what happens, I'm not going to get into
Well,
that
life
part.
is sacred.
but
That's a gift from God.
Life is sacred. And that's a thing. That's something that you do. Not for if you just want to go party and have a one night stand and then, you know, oh well, then I got pregnant. You know, I mean, it's
oh my goodness.
it's just, that's the thing. I mean, guys, you know, you chose that, you made that choice. You should
Well, you
suffer
know,
the consequences.
It's not about suffering. There are many people out there who would love to adopt. I'm adopted. I came from a circumstance exactly like they're talking about.
Right.
And I was given a choice to live. And I think adoption's a beautiful thing. So
Yes.
anyway, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, right?
Exactly.
We're hoping for Amy, huh?
Amy Barrett.
Amy Barrett. Let's keep our eyes on her and pray for her.
Guys, the next segment, we're going to take your calls. We're going to go to break right now, and let's call in 556-9696. We'll talk to you in
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling on it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
What did the buffalo say when he dropped his son off for school? Bye, son.
So take a moment to make your kid laugh, because dad jokes rule. Make your kid laugh today. Go to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Sir Speedy can help with signs, labels, packaging, menus, and other printed communications to help your employees and customers feel safe. We design, print, install, or drop off everything you need, and even provide online ordering through our website, send a file, or request quote options. Visit us at SirSpeedyNewOrleans.com or call us at 504-586-9812.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Louisiana's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Louisiana High School Athletic Association and the Louisiana High School Athletic Directors Association.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You can say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You can write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you can write them a letter.
Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
You could chat on the game, kick off.
In the Jed Foundation.
Well, welcome back. My new favorite song, We're Not Gonna Take It Anymore. I think we need to change the show's name from Liberty or Lockdown to We're Not Gonna Take It Anymore. No, we're just
Twisted
joking.
Sisters.
Exactly, guys. So this last segment, guys, 556-9696. Let's take your calls. Also, we just found out just a few minutes ago that Saturday they're doing a petition.
The
signature
signing for the recall the governor. It's not tomorrow afternoon. It's Saturday morning.
from 10 to 2.
From what we understand.
Same place on the corner of Veterans and Causeway at the Veterans Memorial. Let your friends know. I'll be out there with my sound system. We're going to go out there. Actually, me and Huck might decide to do a little live.
Come out there and visit us. Come
out
say
visit.
hello.
Say
It's
hello.
It's a little park right in the middle of Veterans Highway. There's a bunch of statues around there. So you drive down Veterans, say, what park? It's right there. Just look for the statues.
And on the neutral ground, right across from Lakeside Mall. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
And so it's come out and visit us. Come say hello to Dave, Huck, and Clay, and put a name to the face. A face to the name, actually. Another Biden moment.
Could I mention something? Just before the break, we talked about what if a woman is raped? Well, I'm a grandpa. And people say, well, what if your daughter was raped? If my daughter was raped, I don't care who the father is. That is my grandchild.
Exactly.
So I don't think it's appropriate to kill my grandchild because of what happened to my child.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I was telling them on a break what was going on. A guy told me yesterday that the doctor said that his child was going to be a special needs child, and that they should think about abortion, and they need to know like immediately. The doctor was really pushing, and
To terminate the pregnancy.
to terminate the pregnancy. And come to find out, the doctor was off on the term by just a few weeks, which the test that they ran came back, which caused inaccurate results on the test. The baby would have never been special needs. The baby was born. They didn't go through with that decision, and it's
Normal.
She's a normal child.
Wow. You see,
So-
that would have been a life executed off of
exactly.
an incorrect medical
Doctors need to stop playing
diagnosis. Thank
Exactly.
you.
Doctors need to stop playing God.
Yeah.
And just start practicing medicine and stop trying to play God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to mention something. You talked before about the video with Dr. Stella. Okay. What? Where can I find that? Go to libertyorlockdown.live and you'll see there's links going across the top of the page. One of the links says videos. Click on that and go down the page and you'll see the interview with Dr. Stella. And there are going to be a whole bunch more videos. Clay makes what? $200,000-$300,000 a year for doing this? No, this is all for free.
Exactly.
So he's trying to fit things in, and he does the video editing. There will be more and more things appearing on that page, libertyorlockdown.live.
Guys, please bear with it. Takes several hours to do these videos and get them up there. And we have so much from the trip we want to get up there. It's just, I have about 5 or 6 hours worth of, 5 or 6 days worth of work to get in and get up. So, and then trying trying to live my normal life. I do have a life outside of the radio show.
do?
And dealing with the lawsuits and handling all the lawsuits. So it takes some time. So please, and if you guys have any type of editing experience and want to help, please contact me. And we would love your help and come out and give us a hand.
Yeah,
we
we're
could
looking
use
for
it.
some help. Listen, we're doing this out of our own pocket.
Yes.
We're doing this on our own. So
I'm sure you'd be glad if people would decide to sponsor the show too.
we do need some sponsors. So
Yes, guys.
you're welcome to sponsor us. So contact www.libertyorlockdown.live.
You can reach us on www.libertyorlockdown.live, or you can email clay.libertyorlockdown@gmail.com, or the same with Huck. It's huck.libertyorlockdown@gmail.com.
Or you could even call the radio station and they could tell you how to get in touch.
Exactly. So there are many ways to get a hold of us, guys. Facebook, you can reach us. We
Join our team, support us.
Yes. And everything helps. $1, $5, $10. I don't want to sound like we're begging here, but if you want to keep this show alive and keep us on the air, we could use your help and your support.
Yes, we would appreciate it greatly.
And we know times are tough, so people can't afford to give us $100 or $1,000, but everybody $1 here, $1 there.
Thank you.
800 people at $1 pays for our show.
Such a deal.
Exactly. So
Dustin Murphy is running for Senate seat, for that Republican seat, right?
Yes.
And who's he running against?
Bill Cassidy.
Yes, he is. So don't forget to check out Dustin Murphy's page on Facebook.
Yes, and guys, he is who we support. If you're a constitutional conservative and you believe in
the Constitution,
yes,
the right to life, Christianity, all these things that he supports and he stands for, he's your man.
Yes. And, so support him. A lot of people say, well, you're going to split the vote. Guys, not in a
jungle primary.
Because the thing is, hey, guys, if we have 60,000 votes for Dustin Murphy and Bill, so just say that equals to 25%. And Bill Cassidy gets 28% of the vote. Then Bill Cassidy and Dustin Murphy are the top two. They go into a runoff. You could have two Republicans running against each other.
That's what it means to say jungle primary. It's the top two finishers, regardless of party.
Exactly. So
that is not splitting the vote.
Exactly. So, support Dustin.
Support your beliefs.
Exactly. When you go to the polls, guys, I'm not telling you, please, I'm not trying to tell you how to vote, but vote your conscience. Vote on your beliefs. Vote on life. Vote on the Constitution.
Yeah, that's right. You're an American citizen. You want to keep this a constitutional republic. I would suggest you strongly look into your candidates because pretty soon there'll be forced inoculation. You'll be forced to do vaccine cards on the internet where they digital vaccination cards, which, that's something that I know Bill Gates not Bill Gates. Oops, Freudian slip. Yeah, that is Bill Gates. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. Senator Cassidy was talking with Laura Ingraham about back in June.
Well,
digital vaccination cards.
Let's state this real quick. Is we interviewed a woman today that her child was taken away for not wearing a mask.
Yes, she was. 3 mothers in the state of Florida their children have been taken away from them because these mothers did not wear masks. One mother was on the beach with her child and the ex-husband took a picture of her and the judge took her baby away from her. His name is Judge Dale Cohen, Cohen. The same judge took a 12-year-old son. The baby was 22 weeks? No, 22 months. 22 months. It was a little girl. And the mother is the mother of a 12-year-old boy. His name is Logan. There's a Liberty for Logan, I think, on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go check that out.
And guys,
based on not having a mask.
is this the country you want to live in? That you do what I say, or we're going to come after your family?
Yeah, and there's a third mother as well. So there's 3 mothers that their children have been taken from them by the same judge in Florida. And if we don't stand up and voice our frustration over this and make it known that this could be you, it could be me, our children could be taken from us. And the judge is even caught on recording saying that until you get vaccinated and your child is vaccinated, you will not have any legal rights to it.
I don't
Correct.
see vaccination in the Constitution anywhere.
No.
Exactly. Well, it's do as I say, or we're going to come after and take your family, guys. Well, that makes up our show today, guys. And we want to thank you for joining. We're back here, and come out Saturday and say hello to Clayton, Huck, and Dave for Liberty of Lockdown. And we will see you guys on
Saturday.
And if not, we'll be back
10 a.m.
next Thursday. May God bless you.
The Lord bless you.
And see you later.
Education to a disadvantaged Louisiana student.